are CRISPR Diagnostics? Let's break it down. You can think of them as tiny programmable machines. Each one is given a very specific search query, a piece of genetic code it needs to find. That code could be from a virus, a bacteria, or even a cancerous cell. When this little machine finds an exact match in a sample, it sends out a signal we can measure. It's a beautifully simple search and report system. And this is a really important point to remember throughout our discussion. With CRISPR Diagnostics, we are not changing anything. There's no editing of genetic material happening at all. We are simply using CRISPR's amazing natural ability to find one specific sequence among millions of others. The mission has totally shifted from editing to pure, simple detection. So how does this actually work on a molecular level? I mean, how does finding a tiny piece of genetic code create a signal that we can actually see? The answer is really fascinating, and it lies in a special biological process. Let's dig into the secret behind it all, a phenomenon known as collateral cleavage. Now, collateral cleavage might sound a little technical, but the idea is actually quite straightforward. Once a specific CRISPR enzyme finds the exact genetic target it was programmed to look for, it sort of goes into overdrive. It becomes hyperactivated. You can think of it like an alarm that's been triggered. It doesn't just stop there, it starts cutting up other nearby molecules indiscriminately. And this collateral damage, as strange as it sounds, is the real key to the whole system. So let's walk through this process step by step. First, scientists design what's called a guide RNA. This is essentially the search term. It's programmed to match the virus or mutation we're looking for. Second, the CRISPR enzyme carries this guide and scans through the genetic material in the sample. When it finds a perfect match, it binds to it. It locks on. Third, that binding event is the trigger. It flips a switch and activates the enzyme's collateral cleavage function. And finally, this is the really ingenious part. Scientists add special reporter molecules into the test tube. These molecules are designed to release a little flash of fluorescent light, but only when they're cut. So when our hyperactivated enzyme starts shredding everything around it, it cuts these reporters and the sample begins to glow. It's a perfect system. No target, no activation, no glow. All right, so we've seen the molecular magic up close. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the practical side of things. How do we actually go from taking a sample from a person to getting a clear, definitive result? This is the complete diagnostic journey. The whole process is very logical. It starts with a simple clinical sample, maybe some saliva or a drop of blood. From that sample, all the genetic material, the DNA and RNA, is pulled out. Next, to make a tiny target easier to find, it's amplified. This just means millions of copies are made. After that, the CRISPR search engine we've been talking about is added. If the target is in there, it'll find it and generate that fluorescent signal. Then, a simple device just reads that signal, or we see it on a test strip. And just like that, we have our result, a clear positive or a clear negative. And what's really amazing is how flexible this technology is when it comes to seeing the signal. It doesn't need a huge, expensive machine in a lab. That glow can be picked up by a simple handheld device. Or it can even be designed to show up as a line on a paper strip, just like a home pregnancy test. This versatility is what makes the technology so powerful and so easy to use almost anywhere. Okay, so we understand the science behind it, but why is this such a big deal? Why is everyone so excited? Well, this next part really highlights why CRISPR diagnostics are a massive leap forward. It's because they combine the best features of our current testing methods into one package. The first huge advantage is speed. Traditional lab tests that are highly accurate can take hours, sometimes even days, to give you a result. A CRISPR-based test can provide that same high-quality, trustworthy answer in under an hour. The second major advantage is, of course, cost. When produced at a large scale, the materials needed for a single test can be less than $5. This is a complete game changer. It makes advanced diagnostics accessible not just in big city hospitals, but in small clinics, at home, and in remote parts of the world. This chart here really tells the whole story. On one side, you have tests like RT-PCR. These are the gold standard for accuracy. They're very sensitive and specific. But They're slow, expensive, and need a full lab. On the other side, you have rapid antigen tests, like the at-home kits. They're fast, cheap, and convenient, but sometimes they miss things. They're not as sensitive. What CRISPR Diagnostics do is give us the best of both worlds. You get the incredible accuracy of a lab test, but with the speed, low cost, and convenience of an at-home kit. Now, this technology has just exploded, thanks to the amazing work of different research groups. Two of the earliest and most well-known platforms were given these great names, SHERLOCK and DETECTR. They work in slightly different ways. One uses an enzyme called Cas13 to find RNA, the other uses Cas12 to find DNA, but they both operate on that same brilliant principle of using a target to unleash a signal. This is already an incredible technology, but what's really exciting is that we're just at the very beginning. So let's look ahead for a moment and explore where this is all going, and talk about some of the future applications that are being developed as we speak. Picture this. You have a small device that attaches to your smartphone. You could test yourself for strep throat or the flu right at home. The phone's camera would then analyze the result, and an app could securely send it straight to your doctor. This is about integrating powerful diagnostics right into our everyday lives. And we can take that idea even further. What about wearable sensors? Imagine a small smart patch you wear on your skin. It could continuously and quietly monitor your body for the earliest genetic signs of an infection, alerting you and your doctor long before you even start to feel sick. This is the shift towards truly proactive, real-time healthcare. And for global health, the implications are just profound. Think about the beginning of a pandemic. The crucial first step is to identify the new virus. Once scientists have its genetic sequence, a highly accurate CRISPR test for it can be designed on a computer in a matter of hours and then deployed around the world in just days. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a fundamental change in how we can respond to, and maybe even contain, the next global health threat.